Welcome to Lewisburg, Pennsylvania, home of unPAved of the Susquehanna Valley, an event coming to you on October 14, 2018. The event begins at the Miller Center and all routes roll out of town along the Buffalo Valley Rail Trail. This preview footage highlights some of the terrain and scenery you'll see on event day. Filmed over a period of 3 days, we picked quiet paved roads to get us directly out of town, but it doesn't take long before you're onto gravel proper. Starting off looking like a well-groomed road, this thoroughfare eventually turns into a B road, which can be quite muddy and a bit gnarly in places. For tyres, I recommend you consider something at least 35mm in width. The footage in this preview video for the event was shot in early May of 2018 following a very tough winter, but you can expect fall foliage colours come event day. On to one of the numerous climbs, which aren't too arduous in length, but low climbing gears are recommended as there are some steep grades. On event day, I'll likely be riding a 4630 double chainring pairing with an 1132 cassette. If you're a 1x single chainring fan, definitely bring a 40 or 42 tooth low gear. There are many summits and you'll see vistas with views for miles, followed by fast, but not overly technical descents. Definitely ride within your limits on these descents because there is plenty of loose gravel, particularly on the crown of the road. Along for the ride on day one is Brett of Valley to Vista Cyclery. He's also the gent who supplied my loaner open UP gravel bike. Also joining us is the fit chick herself, Celine Yeager, the promoter of unPAved, Dave Pryor, and promoter of the world's most famous gravel race, Jim Cummins of Dirty Kansas. Taking photographs and providing support were Pete Backen and Mike Kuhn. Mike's also the promoter of Iron Cross, a seriously badass event. The diverse nature of this course takes you into the Bald Eagle State Forest, over endless rolling hills, and along running waters that parallel gorgeous old woods. If you're not racing unPAved, be sure to take in the sights and plenty of photographs along the way. In this scene, it's late in the day and our course drops rapidly into the neighbouring town of Mifflinburg, Pennsylvania. As we draw close to town, even the paved roads are almost completely devoid of traffic. A day of challenging riding and filming is rewarded by a visit to the Rusty Rail Brewing Company, a must-visit establishment, followed later by dinner and drinks at the Lewisburg Hotel. Cheers! Day 2 would see our pre-ride crew expand to include Taylor and Gloria from Bicycling Magazine and Bina Belinki, event director for the Philly Bike Expo. We began our ride in the small town of Millheim, Pennsylvania, through Coburn, Pennsylvania, and less than 5 miles before we were onto the first gravel and the first serious climb of the day. Much of this area is Amish country, so buggies flying through town are a common sight. If you haven't ridden with Celine Yeager, she's a very accomplished athlete and very handy on the climbs. She has dropped me countless times anytime the road goes uphill, but more than that, Celine is a regular columnist with Bicycling magazine and co-author of countless books relating to cycling and wellness. At the summit of this climb, we regrouped before tackling the downhill that would follow later on. The gravel on most of the unpaved courses is diverse to say the least, from hard-packed gravel that is almost billiard table smooth to loose gravel here and there, and as you saw earlier in the video, some certifiable B road type conditions that can be a little bit tricky. This particular descent could not have been orchestrated better, as seen in the resulting photo taken by Pete Backen. Choreography on gravel bikes. This gravel road will take us through Poe Petty State Park and across a river on a former railway bridge that led us through a former railway tunnel. This ride has everything. Through the tunnel, the former railway line, now gravelly rail trail, rolled alongside a river and towards the next big climb of the day. The full Monty unpaved route is 120 miles or 194 kilometers in length, with over 9,500 feet or 2,900 meters of elevation. This particular ride is not going to be an easy undertaking. At the base of the climb, I was on Celine's wheel, but it didn't take long before she rode away. Thus, I settled into a nice rhythm and enjoyed the scenery as I made my way up the climb. On event day, don't forget to eat and hydrate, as you see me doing here, mostly stuffing my face. Our ride concluded with another screaming fast gravel descent before we made our way back into Milheim for some well-earned beers and food. The inaugural unpaved of the Susquehanna Valley promises to be a majorly fun event in a beautiful part of Pennsylvania. If you're looking for a challenge, particularly if you're riding the 90-mile plenty route or the 120-mile full route, unPAved might just be for you. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel. I'll see you at unPAved Pennsylvania and in the next video.